November 2025 Visa Bulletin predictions. Are green card approvals finally speeding up? What if your green card was just months away from approval, not years? The November 2025 Visa Bulletin might just bring the change so many have been waiting for. But who benefits most, and which categories are still stuck? Let's break down the truth behind the numbers. Why the November 2025 update matters. For thousands of immigrants waiting in line, each new Visa Bulletin is more than just a chart, it's a glimpse of hope. Whether you're sponsored by family or through your employer, understanding these movements can help you plan your next steps, avoid costly delays, and be ready the moment your priority date becomes current. The November 2025 update, in particular, is shaping up to be one of the most telling indicators of where U.S. immigration is heading as the new year approaches. Understanding how the Visa Bulletin works. Each month, the U.S. Department of State releases the Visa Bulletin, detailing which applications can move forward. It's divided into two main sections, family-based and employment-based categories, and within each, there are preference levels and country caps. When your priority date becomes current, that means a visa number is available and you can proceed to the next step, whether that's adjustment of status or consular processing. This system exists because immigration visas are numerically limited each year and demand constantly outpaces supply, especially for countries like India, China, Mexico, and the Philippines. Employment-based green cards, the 2025 forecast. Let's start with the employment-based categories, which often see the most fluctuation. EB1, priority workers. This category includes individuals with extraordinary ability, researchers, and multinational executives. Most countries are expected to stay current in November 2025, but India and China could see slight retrogression due to high demand. Still, there's optimism that continued internal efficiency between USCIS and the Department of State could prevent the massive backlogs seen in the past. EB2, advanced degree professionals. EB2 remains a tough road for India and China, where decades-long waits continue. However, smaller forward movements may occur as unused visas from other categories are redistributed. For the rest of the world, EB2 continues to move steadily, showing predictable monthly progress. EB3, skilled workers and professionals. EB3 has been unpredictable in recent years, often swinging between advancement and retrogression. For November 2025, modest forward movement is possible for most countries, but India, China, and the Philippines will likely continue to face heavy delays. EB4, special immigrants. This includes religious workers and other unique categories. EB4 is expected to remain mostly stable with limited changes. However, if demand spikes again from specific groups, minor retrogressions could return before the end of the fiscal year. EB5, investors. After several years of policy changes, EB5 is stabilizing. Chinese and Indian applicants may still experience slower movement due to regional center backlogs, but for other nationalities, the pace should remain steady and predictable. Key influencing factors behind the November 2025 trends. Processing capacity improvements. USCIS has ramped up hiring and technology upgrades since 2023, helping reduce pandemic-era backlogs. These improvements are starting to reflect in faster green card processing, especially for clean, complete applications. No major policy shifts. With no major immigration reforms expected before early 2026, the system is operating under predictable patterns. That means fewer surprises, both good and bad, and steady, incremental movement. Country demand patterns. India, China, Mexico, and the Philippines continue to dominate demand in both family and employment categories. Their heavy case loads remain the biggest reason for slower advancement. Family-based green cards. What to expect? Immediate relatives. The good news continues here. Spouses, parents, and unmarried children under 21 of U.S. citizens face no numerical limits. These cases remain current and process quickly once filed. F1, unmarried adult children of U.S. citizens. Progress here remains slow. For heavily subscribed countries like the Philippines and Mexico, only minor movement, perhaps a few weeks, can be expected in November 2025. F2A and F2B, families of green card holders. The F2A category may see slightly faster progress due to improved visa usage management. However, F2B, which covers unmarried adult children, continues to move gradually. F3, married children of U.S. citizens. This category continues to struggle with heavy backlogs, especially for Mexico and the Philippines. Only minimal advancement is predicted. F4, siblings of U.S. citizens. One of the slowest categories in the system. Wait times exceeding a decade remain the norm, with little change expected through November 2025. Practical steps for applicants. If your priority date is approaching the cutoff, now is the time to prepare. Gather all civil documents, including birth and marriage certificates. Keep your medical exams, financial documents, and forms ready for filing. Monitor both the dates for filing and final action dates charts to act fast when your date becomes current. Never rely on unofficial predictions or paid guarantees of movement. Always verify with the official Department of State Bulletin. Long-term signs of stability. While the process remains slow for many, one encouraging trend is the growing coordination between USCIS and the Department of State. Internal visa number management has become more efficient, reducing the drastic retrogressions that used to shock applicants. If this continues, we may finally see consistent, gradual forward movement rather than chaotic back-and-forth swings. New observations: efficiency over volume. A growing pattern in 2025 is that USCIS seems focused more on efficiency than expansion. Instead of increasing visa numbers through temporary adjustments, they're working to ensure existing visas are issued on time before expiration. This could mean fewer wasted visas and a more balanced queue by 2026. For applicants with strong, complete files, this shift could lead to faster approvals without legislative changes. Another factor influencing movement this year is interagency coordination for data sharing. As digital case management improves, both USCIS and the State Department are relying more on real-time case tracking to identify where visa numbers can be redistributed efficiently. This behind-the-scenes modernization isn't often mentioned, but it's already having visible effects: fewer missing visa numbers and more consistent monthly bulletins. It may not solve the backlog overnight, but it signals a more data-driven, transparent process emerging within U.S. immigration management. How to stay ready. Subscribe to the official Visa Bulletin email from the State Department. Keep digital and physical copies of every immigration notice. Check your online case status monthly. Consult a licensed attorney or accredited representative if your case involves multiple categories or changes in petitioner status. November 2025's Visa Bulletin is shaping up to be cautiously optimistic. Family-based categories should see slow but steady progress, while employment-based categories remain stable, particularly for applicants outside the high-demand countries. India and China continue to face the steepest waits, but system-wide improvements suggest smoother movements ahead. Patience and preparation remain key. The path is still long, but it's becoming clearer. If you found this information helpful, please like this video, subscribe to Visa Intel USA, and click the notification bell so you never miss important updates. We'll keep tracking every movement and breaking it down for you simple, accurate, and fast. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.